Welcome to the Think Loud Crew podcast. We are three moms getting real with parenthood, relationships, and the daily WTF moments of our lives. Today, we have a special guest who is a mother of three, runs her own med spa, has a thriving marriage, and knows what it's like to live in the public eye. Let's give a warm welcome to the dynamic Asiah Collins, mom, entrepreneur, and wife.
Hello, hello.
That was such a good intro. That made me feel good. I'm not even you.
I was smiling like, ooh, don't cheese too hard.
I'll send it to you. Like when you need a little extra motivation. You're
Right.
like, that's me.
Write that on my mirror.
That's literally, that was so good.
Okay, I tried, y'all.
That was nice. And before I got here, I was standing in the mirror and I was like giving myself affirmations. You could do this.
Yeah.
You got this.
Yeah.
And then on the way in the car here, I was like, I wonder if like people do this and then if they like really believe themselves or if then they still second guess themselves.
Like say all the things and then be like,
Yeah.
you crazy. Just kidding.
Right? Like in the car, like, never mind. I don't got this
It
shit.
immediately makes me think of Insecure. Did you guys watch that show?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, with Issa in the mirror, like rapping to herself, freestyling.
I actually love that she showed that because it's
Yeah.
kind of like, it made me be like, cool, I do this too. Like, just not so alone and like just being a human, that
Yeah.
human experience. So let's get in this. Can you tell us about yourself? Like, who are you?
Yes.
What's going on?
I am a mom to three beautiful little girls. I thought I would be a boy mom, but I have all girls. God said no. I am married to rapper Kid Ink. We've been together for 16 years, married for 8 of those years.
That's a long time.
It's forever.
Y'all really love each other. Y'all gotta really like each other.
But do you like
yeah.
each other?
My friends make fun of me because they say I like to be in his skin, whereas like they want to get away from their husbands. No, that's my bestie. It's my dog.
She wants to wear his skin.
I do, literally. I could just crawl in
Let me
there.
crawl in.
We met in high school at Fairfax High. We started dating after high school. We were really broke, and now we're not. You know, we had
Shout out to doing it together. And
We were really broke, and now we're not.
I love it.
We're extremely blessed, and I don't know. It's been a journey, like just building a life together, having kids. You know, success, lots of trials and tribulations. Yeah. It's been a beautiful thing. That's my guy. Even when he gets on my last nerves, I still just want to climb in there.
I pray I feel that way about someone one day, where I'm just gonna be like, "Excuse me,
I'm here to
will,
stay.
this is me now."
You will. It has to feel easy. I feel like any relationship I was in prior just felt like it was forced or too much work or toxic, whereas this was just easy. Like we just flowed.
I love that.
How do you maintain that over such a long time? Like, what's
Communication, just care and how you handle each other. Counseling sometimes. You got to go to counseling. Yes, we've done counseling with our pastor. Shout out to Pastor Steve. And also just, I guess, giving each other the space to be human. Like, we make mistakes. We're all constantly growing and, you know, the evolution part of becoming who you are in this next phase of your life. And you have to continue to grow together and love who your partner is becoming. Because the Asiah I am today is not the Asiah I was, 15 years ago. It's crazy.
Have you ever, like, had a moment in your marriage where you're like, I'm done. I'm walking away?
I did. I have had that moment where I thought I was done. And then I think just the idea of doing life without that person really snapped me out of it. You know, like there could be this one thing that set you off or made you upset. And then you look at everything else you have between you, the bond, the care, the love. And it's like, does this one thing really outweigh this amazing thing that I have in this partner?
Yeah.
And then you take your ass to counseling.
You go and sit and you talk to God after that.
Shout out to Pastor Steve.
Right. I'm like, can I get Pastor Steve's number?
That part.
I love that.
So yeah, that, mom, wife. business owner. I own a med spa, Smooth Skin Lounge, which you got to go and try out.
I did Botox. It was great. And a facial, if you guys can't tell.
I didn't know you did Botox.
I did on my TMJ. I literally hit the chat and was like, my jaw is locked right now. Who can help me? And she's like, I have a place you can go tomorrow. I was like, thank you.
Yep.
I love that. Yes. Slide this in here.
Even when we started, even when I invested in the med spa, I had never done Botox. Mm-hmm. I was like afraid of touching my face. Mm-hmm. And then TMJ was actually the first time I used Botox to treat my TMJ. It was a game changer.
Oh, I instantly felt better.
Yes.
Like, I don't know if it was in my head now that I know that there was, like, something put in there, but I swear the next day I woke up and I was, like, moving my mouth different.
Yes.
And my cheeks weren't hurting
You're
as
not
bad.
clenching all
I'm not
the time.
clenching. I was like, oh, I feel so much better. And then I had, like, snapped my whole experience. And one of my best friends, Zaina, writes me and she's like, oh my God, I go to that spa all the time. Really? And then I was like, the world is just so small. Like, you just never know.
I love that. Can you guys give us a quick rundown on what TMJ is?
So it is, it's when you have a really tight jaw in here, and it pretty much, like, you'll start to clench or grind your teeth. It's not loose. So when you put the Botox in there, it's relaxing the muscle, and in that, it's giving you relief because now your muscle's not as tight.
Got it.
And then you could put, like, different amounts in, like, based off of, like, how bad yours is. So when I went at first, the lady who was helping me was like, yeah, you know, people come in here for that. But it also slims your face, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she was trying to figure out, okay, are you in here for the TMJ? Are you really in here because you want your shit to be slimmed out?
Yeah.
So then so at first she was like, oh, I think I'm just going to give you, like, 12, or maybe that was, like, 10 or something like that. And then she started to feel it. She goes, oh, no, we're going to need a 40. I was like, God damn.
That is so funny.
Yes, I was like, dang, I told you it was bad.
I think my number is probably about 50 or 60 in the jaw.
Oh.
Yeah. So I think this is great because it's like there are beneficial ways of using Botox outside of just like what people think is like vanity.
Yes. People also use it for treating migraines. There's just a lot of different things it can be used for, besides just freezing your face.
I have so many questions about you investing into a med spa.
Okay.
Like, how? Why?
So I have my business partner was one of my really good friends. Well, he is one of my really good friends. And this was during COVID, like right after the lockdown. I had a newborn, my second. Mm-hmm. And he's like, you know, what are you going to do? Like, you know, Brian can't tour. Like, we don't know what's going to happen.
Okay, Brian is kidding.
Yes, sorry.
Okay. I was going to say.
I'm like, hold on. Let's make it clear.
Sorry. And, you know, whenever you do meet him, he will never introduce himself as kidding.
I would.
You would have to be.
Hope not.
No, he will always introduce himself as Brian, unless you are a radio DJ or there's a reason for him to.
There's a reason, yeah. I can feel that.
Yes, he's not the type of artist who doesn't like turn it off. Mm-hmm. Like he's Brian at home and he's kidding when he's working.
Yeah. I like that though.
Yeah, me too.
He's like, I'm still a person.
Yeah.
I am Brian.
I'm sorry. It makes me think about when you were, I don't know if you were in high school or maybe not. Maybe you're older. But you were hanging out with...
Oh, when I was in high school.
You were hanging out with somebody, let's just say a rapper, right? And their car broke down. So my mom and I went to go pick him up. And I just remember when Kyle hopped out the car, she was like, I don't remember the guy's name. She's like...
I can say his name was...
It was like a rapper name. She's like, this boo-boo.
I was like, Mom, this is Jeff.
And then my mom... And then he goes... Actually, my name is John. I'm John. And he was looking at kind of like, I have a name. Like, you know, like, and my mom goes, at least he makes sense.
You know how, like, you'll be around people and you never hear them actually use their real name. So I was like, I knew his real name. I just didn't know if this was, like...
That moment.
Yeah. And it wasn't like, oh, hey, meet my mom. It was just like, I was with a friend, like...
And your car broke down.
My axle broke. It was the most random night. And yeah, I was like,
I always think about that. That made me think about that.
I was a kid. I wasn't a kid.
We got in the
19.
car and Mom was like,
Lady.
You gonna tell me the damn boy's name?
It was a lot of syllables. So
I'm really happy that you brought that up though, because you are like, you know, at home he's different.
Yeah, absolutely, he is.
So
My friend is like, do you want to invest in this business? I'm going to purchase with me. And I'm like, yes, absolutely. Always was really into skincare and having great skin.
You have great skin.
Thank you. I knew nothing about Botox or fillers or any of that. I've learned so much over the last 4 years. But yeah, that's how I got into it. It's been doing very well. Hoping to maybe open another location soon.
I was going to ask if it is a franchise.
It is not yet, but we are working towards wanting to do that. I was thinking even like Out by Us, but then I feel like there's so many of them popping up now over there.
I still feel like there's not enough. I feel like there could be another one.
It's a hard business because I feel like they're everywhere, because even in Studio City on Ventura where we are, there's like at least 5.
I think you just have to always find a way to elevate yours.
Yeah.
Like, what is the thing that makes it different? You know what I mean?
Pitch.
Right. And it could be like the most simple things. Like, there's sometimes where I go to a place, I love the actual service, but the people at the front desk, I can't go back. Like, your energy was so off. Like, it doesn't make it a pleasant experience. You know what I mean? So then you might go to another place and not really like what you got done, but they're so freaking nice. Yes. You keep going back.
So, that's true. That's very true.
I went on your website. I have not been, but I really did like that you guys have a membership. And there's different tiers to the membership. Yes. So would you please share some of the other services that you guys offer?
So we do the hydrofacial, which is very popular. We do pretty much any type of medical grade facial, from hydrofacial, chemical peels. We do customized facials. And then there's cool sculpting, the Morpheus 8, which is for skin tightening, Botox, fillers. We do the B12 MIC weight loss shot, Ozempic, which a lot of people are into, the M-Sculpt Neo. We have a lot of things going on.
Y'all have a lot of services.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You said what a lot of people are into.
A lot of people, because I struggled with, do I want to do Ozempic? Because it's really hard, like, after this third baby. And I work out hard. Like, I've always been really big on athletics and being physical. I ran track most of my life. But I don't know. I'm scared of Ozempic.
Yeah.
I'm scared of it. So I'm
like
trying to do it the hard way. Yeah.
That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of the side effects, and then what happens when I don't want to keep taking it?
Yeah.
Do you have to stay on it?
You don't have to stay on it. You do go through a lot of like blood testing and background work before you're cleared as a good candidate for it, which is good. Not a lot of people have bad side effects, but it's just that fear, like, what if I'm just the one?
Yeah, if I'm that 0.0001%.
And then it's something crazy happens, and I have 3 little girls at home, and I just put myself in this situation for vanity when I know that I can do it the hard way. So
you have a lot of what is it? What am I trying to say? Self-restraint? How do you say it? Self-control. Because please know, if I owned a med spa,
Cheyenne would be
I would be stiff as fuck and like this big. Okay,
it does
poke me here and take my fat away. Like,
that's wild.
Yes.
I still have those moments with a lot of the services we do offer, where you're just like sitting in there like, I kind of want to try that. Should I try it? No, don't try it. Don't try it.
Yeah, see, I couldn't do it. I would be a test dummy for everything.
They'd be like, who is that? I'd be like,
why does she look
still Cheyenne?
Why does she look like that? I would be like, no, I'll try it first.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you have self-control, because I would have absolutely zero.
Yeah.
But I like what you said about being a mom of 3 and, like, you're in this new body.
Yeah.
It's like you almost have to relearn how to love yourself now.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers is what it is.
That was the funniest thing I've...
It is. Like, they come in and they just switch everything around, and you're left with this new body. Like, okay, now what do I do with you? It's hard, It's so hard.
How do you retrain your brain to love yourself?
You got to give yourself grace. I think the biggest thing that we forget is that it takes us 11 months to create this baby. 10 months, excuse me. It takes about 10 months to create this baby. And then once the baby's here, we're so ready to get back to feeling like ourselves. And it's like, no, it's going to take you another year.
You have to
for your body to heal, for your uterus to contract. You know what I mean? So it's hard. it's very hard. And then just being older, like 36 now with 3 kids, I feel like my body like changed. It's like, no, now you got grown woman body.
Yes.
So it's tricky, but trying to give myself grace and just knowing that I have a healthy, strong body that gave me 3 very healthy, beautiful babies. I had very easy labors for the most part.
Yeah. Love that.
And what about your pregnancies?
My pregnancies were generally easy. So I birthed all 3 of them at home. And how I got into that was because with my oldest, at about 33 weeks, I had a leak. So I rushed to the hospital. They kept me in the hospital for about a week monitoring me. And they were trying to convince me that I had to induce her at 33 weeks. And she was going to be in the NICU. I was going to have to leave her there for a month or however long. And I just remember being very terrified about that. Yeah. And as a first-time mom and just not really knowing or having the knowledge of all the options that are out there for you, we're very trusting in whatever the doctor tells you to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was in there for a week. By like day 2, I was no longer leaking. But they still had me there and they were monitoring me. And they were still set on, you have to induce. So I had a girlfriend of mine, April, who got me in touch with her midwife, who I'd already met previously, but I had, at the time, no intentions of birthing at home. I was like, that's crazy. Like, y'all are some hippies. Like, no, right? So now I'm sitting there. I'm speaking to her about what is going on. And she shows up at the hospital. She's listening to what the doctors are saying to me. And then when they leave the room, she's not speaking for me or trying to sway my decisions, but she's making sure that I understand what is actually going on.
Yeah. So that you can make a decision for yourself.
Exactly. So these are the facts that are here. This is the option they're giving you. These are the other options and avenues you could take. So I ended up signing out against medical advice. They were pissed about it. Took my ass home. Went to another doctor to get a second opinion. Apparently the leak or the tear in my sac had sealed over. Who would have even known that it could do that, right?
I think you getting a second opinion is something that I just want to like hit home on too, because I feel like we're so quick to take that first word from our doctor or just the professional and be like, oh my gosh, like that state of panic. So hearing that you did get a second opinion, actually a third opinion,
between the midwife, and then the second doctor.
I think is just y'all please take note of that.
It's very important. Yeah. I never would have known that you could that your water could heal itself. But that's how amazing the female body is, right? Everything is designed to do what it needs to do.
Yes.
So it seals over. The doctor sends me home. She's like, you're 33 weeks. You know, you only have about a month left. You're going to stay home, take it easy, and you're going to come back here every week, and I'm going to check your fluid levels to see if you're still leaking. Every week I went back, my fluid levels were fine.
I love this for you. I'm like...
Fine. Baby was fine. We were good. So that led me into, okay, this really is a business to some of these medical professionals. Especially like when you see your insurance bill after being there for a week. I mean,
my God, yeah. I gave birth to my first, and I was under my stepdad's insurance. Like, he's a fireman. He swears he called, and they said they would cover my labor. They didn't cover any of it. I didn't find out until after. And at that point, my daughter has like a rare disease. It was like all this stuff. So it was very dramatic. So my mom was like, I didn't want to tell you. I didn't actually find out until months after, until I got a collections bill.
Oh,
and it had hit collections. So my mom was like, I've been trying to pay it off without telling you because I didn't want like to add on top of the stress.
Yeah.
But I think we had to pay like around almost like $80,000.
Yep.
And took us like a while. I had no money then. Like took us a minute to pay off.
Yep.
I think sometimes we forget that like the whole gynecology and like birthing in hospitals is only a couple 100 years old.
Yeah.
Whereas midwives is
since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
That's
no,
just
the
what
fertility
it's been.
stuff is crazy. I mean, we're doing fertility stuff right now. And to jack off in a cup Okay. And to have somebody sit there and tell you if your shit works or not is like $400.
That's insane.
I said that was a $400 nut. Okay, that is crazy.
And does insurance even cover that?
No.
Wow.
Doesn't cover any of it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, you better go.
It's crazy, too, when you think about the fact that in other countries, they don't have to pay for health care.
Yeah.
But we have
or
this
they pay, the birthing is like $5,000.
Yep.
That you stay in the hospital for a week long. They actually help your body recover.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have all these
The
protocols.
postpartum centers.
Yes.
And,
There's like the spas afterwards. Like and here they're like,
give us all your money. And
let
go
me
home.
take. Yeah, I'm gonna tax you. I'm gonna give you like some new kind of archaic. It may or may not work information, and just go sit.
And the forced, fear, and the pushing to have C-sections. Like one of the top hospitals in LA, which was the one I was at, has the highest rate for C-sections. It also has the highest mortality rate for mothers and women of color. And it's really that it's being pushed for a check and people aren't talking about it enough. And I was this close to becoming part of that statistic. I would have had my baby at 33 weeks, all of that. But I signed out. I was given the information. I made an informed decision. I signed out. I didn't have my daughter till she was 38 weeks, which is practically full term.
So did you use the midwife?
I did.
Oh.
I've used her for all three. I don't trust anyone else.
Oh, my gosh.
In my next pregnancy, I definitely want to work with a midwife. So, like, just from Cheyenne's, like, her experience, my experience, like, the trajectory of my entrepreneur like journey has totally changed. So I first started with doing like my doula classes because I was like, okay.
Yes.
And then I learned that they don't actually really teach you anything in these classes. Like they're pushing all these people to be certified, but I'm like, what are you actually teaching moms? So from that, I started doing all this research, and I met this woman who put the science behind Malaysian postnatal practices, and they have like their global benchmark for just postpartum recovery it's very different from the States, and it's just great. So then I started learning from her, and then from there it's just like deepened my journey. So I'm almost done with my vaginal steaming certification.
Love that.
I'm doing another certification on this woman, Sophia Monroe, who's like really big on preserving the 20th century like African American postpartum like midwives, just their legacy. To the point where now I'm like, I think my late 30s, I'm just going to be in school to become a midwife at this point, because it is such a necessary thing. The information that they give us is absolutely like, it's ludicrous. And it's, they've made it illegal in states to be a midwife, or it's just absolutely insane to me. So hearing a positive story where you're like, meeting the midwife gave you the ability to make like an empowered, like good decision for yourself, your family, and then hearing that success story I think is really incredible. So like,
it was great. I'm very grateful, very, very grateful for the experience.
And he did it at home.
I like that you talk about labor with so much positivity.
He did it at home.
I mean, I feel like society.
It's war.
It's definitely war. Okay,
it's crazy.
But I feel like society makes us afraid of birth, and it makes you afraid of labor. But like you talk about it very like, I had a great time. Like,
I mean, it's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard. It's painful. But my midwife again is the one who taught me this before I had my first, but it's very primal. And if you really give into the primal part of it and let your body do what it already knows how to do, it makes things so much easier.
Yes.
Still going to be the hardest workout of your life. I mean, contractions are like, and then, like the first time, not to scare anyone who hasn't, but the first time you have to push that head out.
That's a whole...
the ring of fire.
Ring of fire.
That's a crazy feeling.
But yeah, you just got to go with it. I feel like when
How long were your labors?
Trust your body.
Yeah, you have to trust your body. You have to listen to your body. It's very important. My first labor was the longest, and I want to say I had contractions for about 5 hours, and I pushed for an hour. That was the longest.
That is a beautiful
really,
longest.
Really short.
That is
about this
big. Were you in a different position? Because like
on the third one. So for my first and second, I tried to start in the water.
Okay.
And I was just so miserable. Like, get me out of this tub. Like, I don't have anything to bear down against. I'm uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And I ended up having both of them in my bed. But my third one, I delivered in the water. And I mean, I was on all fours. Like, I gave in to the whole Primal. I was like, let's go. I was on all fours, hanging over the edge of the pool, and I got her out in one push.
I feel like that's how I want to do it.
How long were you contracting with her? Your third?
Maybe like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours.
Your body was like, we're doing this.
Your body was ready.
Yeah.
You're a birther.
Yeah.
Your body
so
is like, I'm ready for
more?
this.
I don't know.
Come on, we gotta sneak the boy in.
It's not, I want a boy, so I really thought I was going to be a boy mom. It's not the birthing part. It's literally, can we handle 4? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're very hands-on with our children. We love being there for them. Pickups, drop-offs, sports, whatever, homework.
Yeah.
It's me. I do have a nanny. She's very helpful. I love her. She's been with me for years. But for the parenting part, it's me and hubby. It's very important to us. You know, we both grew up with single moms. And, you know, they did their big one, what they could do. But they weren't able to be very attentive to the parenting part. So we strive to give them our all, and I'm just like, do I have anything left for a fourth?
They'll have 3 older sisters. I'm like,
right, they can help.
Do the girls help with each other?
My oldest does, yeah.
Okay.
My 4-year-old tries too, because she shares a room with the baby. So like we'll see on the Nanit camera, like if the baby wakes up in the middle of the night, she'll jump out her bed and go over to the crib.
Aww.
I love that. Those moments, seeing like the sibling interaction. Yeah. It's very like
it's amazing.
I could do it. Like,
I know.
But then it's
until
like
they start cutting the fuck
then you
up.
start running when they all run different directions. You're like, I got that one. I got that one. Ugh.
Yeah.
Little one's still little, but like it'll be one moment where
it's
all
a lot of emotion.
Up.
Like my husband loves being a girl dad. He's an amazing girl dad. He's such a nurturer. But it's so much emotion in the house for him sometimes. I can just tell.
He needs a friend.
I can just tell. He's just like, oh, like, what am I going to do with these 3? But, and I mean, we don't.
4.
These 4. We have, like, no time for our relationship right now. So I think that's scary for me, too, to think about having a 4th when I'm already fighting for alone time.
Yeah. How does it work with you guys being married for, so long and knowing each other for so long? Like, how do you keep that spark there?
I think first we're best friends, which is great. It can also make things a little too comfortable.
I say that all the time.
It can make things too comfortable because it's just so easygoing.
Yeah, I'm like, do you remember we're in a relationship?
Yeah.
Or am I just your homie?
Yeah,
So we need to move beyond the spark and bring in some romance.
Yes, yes. And we try. I think for a long time, being on tour helped because it was just like rock star lifestyle, like we were having a great time.
Would you go on tour even with little ones?
We did with the first. She spent the first 4 years of her life on tour buses with us, and it was great. I loved it. I enjoyed it. Second one came at the top of the COVID lockdown, so hers was a little different. We weren't touring as much. And now that he's getting back on the road, I'm trying to figure it out because he has this Europe tour coming up.
I know you are not trying to figure out how you about to go.
Like, how am I going on this tour? I have to go on this tour, but I'm like, what are you going to do? You can't take 3 kids in the middle of the school year on tour. Like,
but
it's
no, but it is possible. You can.
I think we get a separate bus.
That's what we used to do. Well, you had to.
You have the tutor.
You have the family bus, and then you have the party bus.
Yeah,
like, you had to have it. I don't know.
You got the nanny.
But 3
you got
kids
the tutor.
on tour in the middle of Europe sounds crazy.
That sounds like a really good time.
We would need a nanny and a grandma. Like we would need.
Do you guys have family? Are your families out here?
Yes, we're both born and raised in LA, so we have our families, but both of our moms are pretty much committed to helping our siblings with their kids. And we're kind of just over here doing our thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
I'm going to say I can relate. My mom, I feel like, well, I live with my mom right now.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like sometimes I take all the grandma vibes.
Yeah, you do.
And it makes me feel...
She definitely does.
Yeah. There's times where mom's like, I want to help you tonight. I'm like, no, like, please go live your life. Like, please stop. Because, like, my stepdad, like, he's very into date nights.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to, like, deliberately make time. There's times where she's like, I see you're exhausted or you're having a meltdown. And I'm like, I'm going to melt down by myself. I want you guys to go. So you can either tell me how the movie was that I probably won't see for another year, or, I get to live vicariously through y'all right now. Like, so I totally get it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's hard.
You need to apologize to me, not her.
I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. Like, it is hard.
Yeah,
Are you older or are you older?
I'm older.
You're older. Okay.
Yes.
It's our younger siblings. They just both of them snatched our moms up.
Well, maybe y'all can entice them with a trip to Europe, and
that's usually it
just
happens.
Be like, we need y'all this time.
We do. That's usually when they'll ditch our siblings to come help us with our kids. Is when there's a trip involved. They're like, yeah, gotta go.
Bye. See you.
Go help Asiah and Brian with the kids.
All of a sudden, we're available.
Right.
What?
Grandma's
I literally
gone
had that
wild.
conversation with my mom last night. She's like, I feel like I have to do like better at like setting. Like every 2 weeks, I come and see the kids, because the relationship that she has with like my sister's kids is way different than like now the relationship that she has like with my youngest, because I'm like, Mom, you got to think, like, we now live damn near an hour away.
Yeah.
And when you come, it's either a party, an event, we're filming, like, it's not real time.
Yeah.
So Ace would rather go to the nanny or than like you sometimes, because that's his comfort zone.
Yeah.
So I think it's hard for her to understand, because she is such a hands-on grandma, but the hands are over there right now.
And it hurts her. Like, it really does bother her. And, like, it makes me feel really bad. There's times where I'm like, just go. Like, get on the freeway and go.
Like, you're fine over there in your nice house with your
freeway.
And your nanny. You're taken care of. You don't need anything.
No,
I'm like,
that too.
I had this same conversation last night. I'm like, I can't remember the last time Zach and I went on a date.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I mean? So I think that's when I start to really think like, okay, we have to do better. But it goes back to, we rely on our friendship. We rely on the fact that we're best friends. We rely on the fact that it's so comfortable. But then it's those days where I'm like, damn, we went all day and like, did you kiss me? Did I kiss you? Like, have I said anything nice to you? Have you said anything nice to me? Or are we just kicking the shit and watching fucking Netflix?
Yeah.
What
what are we doing?
What are we doing? You know? So I think those are the times where I have to realize, like, okay, we're married. Like, let's be like more like romantic. But then it goes back to, I've had 2 kids. I don't really like how I look right now.
Yeah.
I don't really want you to look at me right now.
We could do it with the lights off. Like,
yes, and Zach's hitting the little remote thing trying to bring the blinds up. I'm like, why do you want the blinds up?
It's like, I want to see you.
I don't want to see me. I get it. I completely get it. I'm in the season right now. I think that's why I keep saying, what do you do?
Yeah.
Do you have any like tips or like just
you just
keep it
you
going?
gotta just do it. You have to just do it. Like, there's always gonna be an excuse or a reason, or I'm tired, or the kids are in the way, or you have to just say yes. You do. Like, I'm just at that point where I don't care how tired I am, I'm gonna say yes. Like, there's no room for no.
I feel that. You guys ever tried any like games or like books or like little?
Oh, yeah, we have like little sex cards. We have like this this card set, which is I forget what it's called, but basically it's like date ideas.
Oh yeah, we just got that.
Yeah. You have to use it.
We just got that. It's still wrapped up in the little plastic.
I feel like I'd be like, I got us things to keep us going.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah,
actually using it is
now
the thing. Anytime
Anytime we get to get away, if I do join him for a show, we have a time. We have so much fun together. It's the home life.
No, I understand that, because our tour, like our getaway, is vacation. So we plan a trip like every like 2 months, because we know, okay, when we go on this trip, it's like our moment to thrive. Like, this is the best version of ourselves. We're in love. Yes. The sex is like everything.
Yeah.
Like,
look good.
It's like
the sex be wild.
Yes. Like, and then all of a sudden I'm like, okay. And then we go back home and it's like, what's for dinner? Who's doing homework? Right. And I'm like, me, boring.
What does that call your PJs? You're like,
oh, he says that he could tell if he's gonna get some based off of my pajamas. He'll be like, those are the no ass 3000s
there we go.
right there.
The no ass 3000s are my favorite.
Funny.
I'm like, oh my God. So I get it. We literally just got the date night cards. We just got some dice. It's like you roll the dice and it tells you.
It tells you little
the little freaky shit. So my mom who took my kids? I think it was Mom. She took them. Maybe it was not Mom because we just talked about how she has not had my kids. I think it might have been Isabel had the kids. The nanny had the kids and we had a night. And we rolled the dice. The dice were way too freaky for us. We were like, let's just play rock, paper, scissors. The dice was doing some crazy shit.
You said we need to warm up to this.
Oh, yeah. We had to warm up before. The dice, you can't just roll off bat. Like, I was like, we've known each other for a long time, but I'm not doing that. But
that is funny.
When I tell you, we sat there and really played rock, paper, scissors. I was like,
truth or dare, you go first.
Are we this lame? Like, we can't be this lame. I feel like I'm too young to be this lame.
That's not lame if it's just who you guys are. It doesn't make it lame.
You're just adapting. You're learning. Like,
yeah.
Marriage is so interesting.
It is.
Like, it's so interesting. Like, we've only been married for 2 years. We've known each other for 17 years. We've dated on and off forever.
Wow.
And I think that, sometimes people come up to us and they're like, how's marriage? How's newlywed life? And we're sitting there like, it's great.
It's life.
It is so good. And then we both walk away looking at each other like,
that is so funny.
Like, what are we like, but it works. We make it work with what
you have.
We have.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always fun to talk to other married people to see, like, are we in the same?
It's the same.
Okay.
It's the same. I promise you it's the same. I mean, like, certain details obviously may be different, but for the most part, it's the same. You have to set the trips. You have to set the dates. You have to commit to saying yes to sex no matter how you fucking feel or how tired you are. Like,
yeah,
it's the same.
Do you feel like if you say no, someone else will say yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
do feel like that. But I'm also, like, super horny. I'm just a horny person. I've always been this way.
She's like, he needs to say yes to me.
I was actually talking about him being tired.
My sexual appetite rule.
So that mom life has not stopped the
3 kids.
excitement.
She likes it.
Yes, very much.
I love this. I think that I'm happy you said that because there's so many women who have a huge sexual appetite.
Yeah.
But it's always like, oh, it must be the man. But like, no.
Right
on. Did it change after having kids though?
It didn't. The appetite didn't change, but things changed. Like, like some women who are like right after 6 weeks or right after birth, they want to get it in. I'm like, no, I don't want anything up there. Like, I'm still a little like traumatized from what just happened.
Is it okay?
And then I don't know if this is your experience, if this is too much TMI, but I feel like right after you have a baby, it's like the fucking Sahara Desert.
Yeah.
It's like you need all the lube you can find.
It's like the baby just took everything with them.
Everything. And then eventually, the juices get back to flowing. But at first, it's not, you don't get to enjoy it as much. Like, you really have to work it back up to it. Yeah.
I feel like after I had Ace, you hit that, and Zach's very into everything. Like, okay, talking about sex, but also just like doctor's appointment stuff. He's coming to me to everything. He wants to hear everything. He wants to
Zach
look.
Had
he wants to see.
Symptoms with Cheyenne. He was that into it.
So into.
He was that into it.
It's like that too, though.
Oh, but it would be like my family didn't believe me at first. There was one day we all went out, and all day I'm talking about I had a headache, then I was nauseous, and then it was something else. We get home, and Zach is in the fetal position on the couch, and he's like, I've had a headache all day. I'm so nauseous. And my sister looks like, what the fuck?
I was like, okay, Zach is emotionally, spiritually, and mentally pregnant right now with Cheyenne.
So he's gone through everything with me. So when the doctor cleared us for sex, we got home, and I know he was sitting there like cheesing away, like ready for the.
Surprised he wasn't laid out.
And I was like, no. I'm like, I'm actually really scared to put anything up there because some human just came out, and I know the doctor said we could do it, but I don't want to do it yet. Like I needed a while to want to do it. And then I think when we started to finally get back in the groove, I don't know if it was my body or my head, but it just wasn't working for me. Like I wanted to do it and I was there, but it was like, it wasn't the same. And it took time to like get the juices back and like get the headspace back where I'm like, okay, he's not looking at like my stomach. Like he doesn't give a fuck about what my stomach looks like right now. Like he's like, you know what I mean? Like constantly in your head about your body and am I doing it right? And then I'm like, I have had sex before. I can do this. I know what I am doing.
Yeah. Back to the mirror and those pep talks.
But you're not feeling sexy.
You don't feel sexy. Yeah. Like my son is 3 and I still feel like I have a hard time still like finding my sexiness in those moments.
Did you have any, when working with a midwife, did you do any postpartum like aftercare?
Yeah. So I did some with my midwife, but I used a company called Bellybind every pregnancy.
I use them.
You use Bellybind?
Yes.
Have you met Princess, the owner? That's my girl. She has curly hair.
Let me look up what I had at my house.
No, it wasn't Princess.
But I think that I've talked to Princess on DM.
Yeah. DM's probably Princess. I know Mara. I think her name's Mara. Mara was the last one who was coming to me after this pregnancy.
She was at my house every day for like...
And she was also...
3 weeks.
Like an interior designer. Tay, there it is.
Tay. I haven't met Tay. But yeah, Bellybind is so good. Like, I think more women need to know about it and everything. Obviously, the womb massage and the wrapping. But like, they massage your neck and like have you do like a meditation. And when you're freshly postpartum, having that, 45 minutes to yourself of self-care is everything. Yeah. Like, you feel restored every time you walk out that room.
I felt like I was having sex.
Yeah. That was the sex. She's like, I'm done. I got my tuna.
Oh, I was so good. Yes. I was so good. She would come every day, turn the lights down. I think it was like Oprah meditation talking at first. Yes. I told her I wanted real like empowerment.
The Deepak Chopra.
Yes. And then they put the paste.
Yeah. The firming paste.
Oh, I swear I would walk out and I would just feel like a brand new person.
Yes.
And I liked that if Tay heard the like Ace crying.
Yeah.
And I was nursing, so she would be like, I'm going to go get the baby from your husband and bring him and put him on your breast, and then we'll just keep going. Yeah. Like, I felt like it was so, like, intimate.
Yes.
And helped so much with postpartum.
Yeah.
Like, a lot.
They're, like, literally pouring back into you because your cup is empty.
Yeah.
So they're pouring back into you. It's the best.
I've never heard anyone else talk about Bellybind.
Yeah, me either. This is the first time.
I love it.
Besides, like, Instagram, like, I'll see, like, every now and then someone who books them, but, yeah.
They taught me how to do the wrap.
I can't do it.
Oh, I would be like, can you just come back, please?
Yeah, every time.
Can you come back?
Well, you can watch the YouTube tutorial.
No, it's hard to do it on yourself because you really got to tuck and pull it around. Like, it's... Yeah.
Is that going to be part of your training?
I got a certification for it.
Yeah.
I did my training.
You have to do it.
Yes.
I love that.
So I was asking that because it's like part of what I want to do is really focus on mom. Like, I feel like there's so many things in postpartum that are like baby centric, but like I really want to focus on just body work for mom to help her reconnect with her body and just feel more secure and like knowing that her body just went through this whole trauma and now it's time to really just take care of your body and trust your body and know that it's deserving. Because I feel like we are always giving, but it's like, how do we pour into ourselves when we're the Sahara Desert at the moment, you know? So, you know, with the wrapping, learning how to like actually warm our bodies up, because after we have pregnancy, our bodies go into this cold state.
Yeah.
And it's like you need that warm state to like actually heal and have like just knowing that your womb is in the right place, because like so many people have like a prolapsed womb. Knowing like, hey, it's okay that you have to feel like your organs are hanging out, but like here's a way to just have like that gentle like all day hug, just to know like your body's okay. So like that's part of my mission, is really helping moms like reconnect with their body in like a positive way.
I love that.
And that's why I got into like the vaginal steaming, because you can use it in your labor, you can use it for fertility, you can use it in your postpartum care, and it's like I do it now. It's just part of my routine. But it gets the juices going. It helps get all that leftover like stagnated blood out, and it's just like it makes you feel like juicy mama. Like
I have to come see you for some steam.
There's a place by us.
Mama.
There is. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll send it to you. It's really random. Tyler, the creator's mom, owns it.
Of course.
She also does, Cheyenne told me, I went and looked it up, all these like colonoscopies,
the
foot detox.
Yeah, and then she does yoni steaming. Somehow we filmed a scene and my producer found it, and then we got there, and then she was like talking to me and stuff, and then someone texted me, she's like, that's Tyler's mom. I was like, Tyler who? I'm like so not in the scene of anything. And like the creator, I was like, really, are you sure? Because they don't look like I was like, I don't think so.
Cheyenne's like, show me.
Yeah, I was like, prove it. No, they really did pull up a picture, because I was like, I don't think so. But I went and did the yoni steaming and had a great experience, and came home, and she was telling me, when you go home, you're going to have even better experience. And he's going to be able to tell the difference. And I swear, Zach was like, when are you going back to that place again?
The circulation, it really helps, y'all.
Yes,
like,
I need to do it.
No, I'll send it to you. But
and you're still in like your healing phase of like,
as much as I try to tell myself,
have you ever experienced like postpartum depression?
I don't know that I have experienced it on a grand scale where I was ever like diagnosed, or I really sat down and was like, like I'm struggling. But when I look back on my experience after my first, I think I did experience it a little bit. I was super obsessed with her. But I was scared. I was always scared that something bad was going to happen. I was out of my mind, exhausted, because that shock of having your first one, the first 2 months is like,
where's sleep?
You got hit by a bus.
So I think I did experience it on some scale. I think all moms experience it on some scale. It's just a matter of how bad it gets.
Yeah, that spectrum is there.
Yeah.
It's like just baby blues versus like I'm actually dealing with anxiety.
You think belly bind helped?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That was the difference between my first and my second. So for my first, I had the worst postpartum, and my husband saw me go through it, and he was like, we have to figure out something to do, because I can't want you go down that hall again, basically. And I really feel like doing the binding and having that 45 minutes of just like laying there and being like rubbed and touched in like all the right places made such a difference.
It's such a release. Like, I mean, you're like really looking forward to that appointment every time you're showing up. like I can't miss this appointment. This time she's gonna be here. I'm gonna be in that room. Don't bother me.
Yes. No, and be quiet.
Here's the baby.
Be quiet, okay?
Put the dogs outside. I don't want to hear you barking.
No.
And y'all have dogs? Y'all got a full house over there.
We have 3 dogs.
Oof.
And I don't know why.
Bless you.
I used to really love having dogs, and now I'm probably a terrible dog mom because I have too many kids. So
I love it. I love it. Actually, that sounds like a really fun household. Like
it's live. It's always live.
And you said hubby is really like great with parenting and really involved. So I think that sounds like a lot of fun.
Thank you, God. It really puts things into perspective too, because I feel like I have looked at how my mom raised us with this kind of judgment, and she knows this because her and I have gone to counseling about it. But just kind of like judging her for feeling like she didn't do certain things that I needed her to do or would have liked her to do, or blamed her for things. And I couldn't imagine doing it without a partner like the partner I have. Like, it had to be really hard. Like, every day was a battle for sure, because it's hard. it's hard even with an equal partner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just learning to give her grace for doing the best that she could with what she had. But yeah, I feel like I'm still trying to break down a lot of generational curses or just barriers and molds, because there were just a lot of things that I wasn't shown the proper way to do things. I wasn't given an example of a healthy relationship or marriage. And so we're winging it for the most part, you know.
Seems like y'all are figuring it out, though.
Yeah.
Like, for the best.
We're doing all right.
The best for your situation.
Yes. Yes.
Which is a blessing. And it's not easy, you know.
Yeah.
Regardless of a partner or not. Like, you still have to wake up every day and decide to do it.
Yep. And show up for those kids.
Yes.
I think that goes back to, like, our general topic that we're trying to cover the next few weeks is, like, how do you balance it all? I mean, between motherhood, between being a business owner, between just being yourself.
Yeah.
Like, in all of this, you're still you without all the titles. It's my biggest... I always say it all the time. Sometimes I get lost in who am I without all of the titles.
Yeah.
And like, what does that look like? What do I look like? You know?
Same.
So when you face those challenges, how do you deal with it?
I'm still dealing with them now. I mean, I think just having to remember that you are a person too. You know, it's important to... Even like a girls' night, I think, is so important, because you need the moments where you are just you. Like, I'm just Asiah here. I'm not Ink's wife. I'm not mommy. I don't have to cater to anyone. I get to just be myself in this moment.
Yeah.
And it's very important. I used to go on so many girls' trips. God, I miss my girls' vacations. We used to have the best girls' trips. And it really helped. Like, it really resets you. You know what I mean? It reminds you of who you are. Even just getting involved in things like the initiative we both joined, the Women's Initiative in Porter Ranch. Like, that is something that I feel like is for me to remember who Asiah is and my identity outside of my husband's secretary and his confidant and his financial advisor, or just all the hats I have to wear, and mom and track coach, and just today I had to volunteer at my kid's school, you know, like, I think it's really important to do things that nurture you and your spirit and who you are.
So it's like you've found community that can nurture that for you.
Yes.
Or with you.
Community. Absolutely.
It's going to be one of my questions in terms of, do you have like solid mom friends, or just friends who aren't moms but are like help pull you out of that bubble sometimes?
Yes, both. You need your mom friends, you need your wife friends, and then you need your single friends who are still out here, you know, outside. Like, it's really good and refreshing to hang out with those friends as well, live vicariously through their stories.
I'm living through mine right now.
I live through them. Like, I'm not married, but like sometimes I'm like, ooh, that's what you did.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it makes me sometimes be like, wow, like, I'm so happy I'm inside with these kids. Or it's like, do I really want to go back outside? Like, yeah, I don't know. I went outside recently and I was like, I felt like a Cheshire cat, first of all, because I was like, is this what's going on? But then, like, the whole time. And I think I wasn't with no one. I didn't know anyone. No one knew who I was. And it was totally not my scene. Like, to be honest, the next day I was like, when I got home, I was like, I need a shower. Yeah. I was like,
I need a shower.
Oh, no. I'm telling you. I was like, that was so much fun. But then I was like, I can't tell anyone that I went there. Yeah. Because they would have been like, hey, are you okay? Like, do we need to do a mental check-in?
Oh,
I would have been like,
God.
No, I just need to go have a fun night where it was like no pressure. It was easy. Like, I could be myself. I didn't care who I met. Like,
that's good.
And it was fun. But at the same time, I was like, okay.
Going back inside now.
I'm home. Yeah. Like, someone call for me. Like,
playtime's over.
Yeah.
I think community is what I'm in my season of like seeking. Yeah. Is like what I wanted to look like and what I wanted to feel like. And I feel like that's what I'm seeking now.
It's important.
Community. And different than what my norm is. Like me putting myself out there more. Like I would have never joined a group chat full of a bunch of women that I do not know.
Rambling all day.
Rambling all day, okay?
That sounds like scary but fun at the same time.
I realized the other night I was up with Ace at like 12 a.m. I couldn't find a urgent care that opened, and I was like seeking, like I needed someone to feel my pain and to like hear me. So I put it in this group chat that we're both a part of. And so many responses of like, just giving help, and then other people just message me on the side like, I hope your son is okay, or if he's not, you can bring him over to my house. Like one lady was like, bring him to my house and I can, if you want to take a nap. I'm like to me, like that was so overwhelming with just community that I never thought that I would have sought or liked. Like it's a very weird feeling.
It's nice though, right?
No, it is nice, but I think that for me, I'm like, okay, is this what I've been trying to figure out? Like me stepping out of like the comfort zone of my norm, my same 3 friends that I've had forever. But we're in different places right now. We don't live in the same city. Like some of us are married, some of us aren't. So I'm like, I'm a seasoned mom. My kid is 7. Like, you know, like some are just starting that world. So it's so different. We can't do play dates. Like, my daughter don't want to hold your kid. You know what I mean? Like it's just, you know, so I feel like I've been seeking community in other ways, and I do think that community is really big, and it's really important to have a successful household.
It is.
Just to keep your sanity. Like, I think that was one thing. So I was back and forth. I co-parent cross country, and I was in I was in DC. And one thing that I experienced when I first moved out there was like I could be out and like nursing my kids, and they'd be like, hey, we haven't seen you before, like, you know, why don't you join our Facebook group or join this? And then from there I was starting to feel like that sense of community, or just being seen as like a parent, or like, oh, here's some advice, or not unsolicited advice, but like just
support.
Yes, like just feeling seen and like validation. And I have not found that at all out here in LA. And it's like part of me like wants it, but at like the same time I'm like, I don't think I want it in this space that I'm in, like the area that I'm in. So like figuring out how to seek it. Like, can y'all give any advice? Like, I know the one you guys are in is like local. Just any advice on any like a mom or a parent just trying to seek that community, or like how to find that community, or like how to be open to that community, like finding you, I guess, at times.
You have to be open to it. Like even sometimes just meeting the other moms at your kid's school, like sometimes it can be cringy, but then you may find that one or that 2 that you really vibe with and that you can lean on, and then you have your mom friend, you know what I'm saying? Same with marriage. Like sometimes you just come across another couple that you feel like, hey, like we can actually kick it, you know, like it's not forced and we get along great, or you know what I mean? As far as what we have going on over there, I have never experienced a sense of community like that. It's very brand new, and I love it. Even like the kids, there's so many of them, and they all hang out. It's like its own little world. But yeah, it's just being open to meeting other moms and other women who can support you.
I think you just have to step out of your norm sometimes. Like step out of your norm, put yourself out there, and not be afraid of what you can receive from it.
I like that.
Yeah. So do you have any fun projects going on that you can share with us?
Yes. I can't share like all the details, but there's a new TV show that I'm working on with some girlfriends, and it's going to be pretty big. I'm excited. I did reality TV before, like 6 or 7 years ago. It was a little crazy, but it was fun. I enjoyed it.
It was a little crazy. It was crazy,
but it was fun. I'm really excited to be a part of this new project and to be back on TV. I enjoy it. I know a lot of people are like cringe at reality TV sometimes, but I actually really enjoy it. I love being on camera.
I'm not
She's
complaining.
like, this is a part of my life.
This is a part of our lives. I've done reality TV for 10 years now, straight. No breaks, just all gas. And everyone's like, when are you going to stop? I'm like, never.
Never.
And it's like, don't put those words in the universe.
Like, I'm having so much fun. What's the problem?
I truly enjoy it. I'm excited to be back on TV.
I'm excited for you. I'm excited
I'm
to
happy.
watch and support.
Yeah.
And I just think
cool.
it's fun. I think it's fun. I think it's great. I think it's all great.
Me too.
I love it. Can you tell us what these beautiful bottles are right here?
This is Belarus Champagne. It's actually my husband's champagne brand. He started working on about 4 years ago. It is...
Oh, and this is real champagne. This is not sparkling wine.
No, ma'am.
This is made in France.
This is made in France.
Okay, go, hubby.
In Champagne. I just remember the whole development of it, from having to taste test all the different champagnes and really putting together what notes he wanted it to have, as well as him coming up with the name himself. And he completely designed this label. And when I say design it, I don't mean like he sat with a graphic designer. No, he sat on his iPad.
I love this.
And he created this label himself.
I think that's really cute.
It's really, really good. It's
I
potent.
love champagne.
Yeah.
Champagne is actually
you
a
love
part
it.
of our bloodstream. It's just in our blood. Like, it's just a natural
So it's a
thing.
good gift then.
Yes, it's
Okay.
a great
Yes.
When she came out, she was like, I brought gifts. And I was thinking, oh, you're speaking Cheyenne's language.
Okay, because in my mind, I'm like, dang, what if they don't drink? You
Oh
just
no,
show them
I
the
drink.
alcohol.
I drink, okay? And I
I'll drink
mainly
it.
drink champagne. Zach will literally say champagne is like built into their bloodstream.
Yeah.
Me, my mom, she, she's a little iffy, but
Yeah.
the rest of us, we're
It's
good.
there.
It's in her, but we still gotta get it out.
The aunties, my
Oh.
mom, Shy, they can.
We can sit and drink all day and have the best time ever.
That's me too.
The
I'm in
best
there
time.
cooking.
That's
Like,
me.
I love
The
to
best
cook.
time. So the way we end our podcast every week is you can share a WTF moment from your week. Anything. Or you can share advice or a quote or whatever you want to share. You don't have to go first if you want to think about it.
Yeah, let me think about it. You
Okay.
guys go first.
Do you have
Oh
one?
my God, I'm trying to think. Come on, you go.
I had a WTF when I was driving over here, but I kind of feel like my whole week has been a WTF with Ace having an ear infection.
Oh, yeah, my kid had an ear infection last week.
Your kid gave it to my kid. I literally told
No.
Mom.
You give an ear?
No, you can't. I said, Mom, Kyle's kid gave my kid ear infection. She goes, they're not
It
contagious.
doesn't work like that.
I was
Yeah.
like, nah. So what's
Wild.
crazy is Ace actually was complaining about his ear before Zaire complained about his ear.
So Ace is the source.
And I said, Ace, did you put something? This is my WTF. I said, Ace, did you put something in your ear? He said, yeah. I said, what? He said, a booger. There's a booger in there. So he made me dig in his ear with my pinky nail for like a whole 20 minutes to find this booger, right? And I kept saying,
Stop.
I got it, Ace. He goes, let me see. And
I hate it when they want to see
and I
it.
would pull out nothing. It got to the point where I was texting Zach on the other hand, like, come bring me a fucking booger so that I can show Ace a booger so he can leave me alone. That is my WTF.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that's my life right now. It's great. Bring me a booger so I can prove to your 3-year-old that I pulled it out of his ear so he would leave me alone.
That is hilarious.
I'm like, my mouth hurts from
You
that
need
right
to go
now.
get Botox, no? You
Is
need
that
to go
wait, I'm
visit-
like, is that a symptom?
Yes.
You need to go to the spa.
You just need to relax it.
Yeah. You should go and do the hydrofacial.
I need to. My
I
skin
was
broke out this
embarrassed.
week.
I was low key
pissed.
starting to snore. I was
Oh, in the session?
Yes.
Aw.
And then she's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I had a great time."
She's like, what's your favorite part?
I don't know.
The part where I was asleep.
I had a great time.
Thanks for waking me up. But yeah.
Come on, I know you have a WTF.
Both of my kids, their feet are growing faster than their bodies and their minds at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So Boz is 5. Went to take him to get new shoes. So he's in a 3.5
Damn.
in boys. And Zaire,
He's 5.
he's 5. Yes.
That's a big
my
foot.
oldest was like that.
I'm like,
She's in my shoes now. She's 8. Yeah.
Wait, what size shoe are you?
I'm a 9. She's an 8.5.
No way.
So like all my old like Jordans that I collected
Oh,
over the
she's
years,
happy.
she's in all of them.
oh, she's living
She's
a
gonna be
lit
tall.
life.
So tall.
She's gonna be tall. The
At
boys
8. Yeah, my 5-year-old, he keeps telling me, I'm 4'2", like I'm 4 feet 2 inches, and I'm like, boss. Sit down.
So what size is Zaire in?
Zaire is an 11.
An 11?
Yes, and he'll be 3 on Monday. Yes, so like
Ace, a little puny, but he's an 8.
How old is Ace?
3.
He's 6. They're 5 months older than our boys are 5 months apart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but me and Zach are like bite size. You know, my mom calls us cake toppers.
Stop! Not the cake. She does call them cake toppers.
Cake toppers is hilarious.
Yeah. So I got to buy a whole new collection of shoes for my kids. Luckily with Boz, I do have some of his old shoes that are like still semi-clean
to give to Zaire.
Packed up. I just got to get them from my house.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, oh my God, here's my update of my house update. I've gotten so many house update questions. I've got mold in my house, so it is now being fixed. So the move-in is getting closer.
Did they say how long it would take to fix the mold?
I'm going to give them a week, but, you know, today was day 1, and they already ran into a problem. They opened up a wall, and there's, like, a whole pipe that needs to get fixed. So now we got to call the plumber back, which is, like...
The plumber. She's had plumber drama for, like, the past, like, 8 months.
Yeah. It's been a lot. And my dad's been helping, but he goes out of town for, like, a month this weekend, so I'm just gonna be stuck with these numbers and random men to call, like, please come help me.
Girl, and they will take advantage.
Oh, they did. That's why I've had issues, and I was like, somebody's got to do this for me because I need help.
Dang. Well, at least it's getting done.
But it's getting done. I'm super thankful.
And you have progress, so just keep your positivity there.
Oh, I am. Like, I was really depressed going back to the house for a while because there were just all these open walls, and it's like right before this moment I spent hella money getting the house cleaned, and I was like, oh, it's finally happening. And then it was like, psych, pause.
Yeah.
But it's getting there.
Good.
It's getting there.
Good. Like, that's a good share.
It's coming, yeah. But the feet thing, it's wild. Boss keeps tripping. And I'm like, I can't help you right now.
He'll grow into
giving like Ronald McDonald. Like,
he'll grow into
vibes.
Them, hopefully.
He will.
Hopefully.
I'm praying on it.
I cannot come up with anything. I'm really trying to think for what to.
You want to give us a fun fact? You want to tell us about a tattoo? Like, what's something you like to do for fun?
What's the craziest tattoo that you have?
Oh, in my lip, actually. In my in my 9-month-old somehow, no, my husband has one in his lip too, and somehow the 9-month-old figured this out, and every time we're holding her, she's like flipping our lips down, trying to it's so crazy. Like, how did you even find that?
Does it say something?
So mine, I was crazy, y'all. Mine says beautifully insane.
Oh.
That's a lot of letters on the inside.
It is
it
crazy.
Small?
It's super old.
Oh,
too.
It's double lined.
Yeah.
Y'all, that is
I gotta see.
So great.
Oh my God.
I was young and crazy.
It's
you
okay.
sat there like this?
Yes. I also used to smoke probably like a pound of weed a day. So pre-kids, it was tattoos and weed and I don't know.
Tour life.
Yeah. Rock star shit. But yeah, that's my craziest tattoo, I think.
What does Brian say?
His says good luck. Which, honestly, I had mine first, and he and one of his industry friends actually, y'all copied me. They copied me because I had the lip tattoo. And you know, like, back then we were young, we would have tattoo artists come over and have tattoo parties.
Yes. We've been there.
And so they just wanted a lip tattoo because I had a lip tattoo. And that's what they came up with. So both of them have good luck.
Stop.
I swear.
They got matching good luck in the inner lip.
Yes.
Like, for what? Like,
yes.
I have questionable tattoos, so I can't even talk shit. But that was great.
Yeah.
I like that.
I love that. I think it shows like you could still have a full life, pre-mom, still be the same person and like live. Like hearing that you're still excited to like go on tour or like figure it out. We're trying to figure it out with the kids, y'all.
She's in there trying to like dig her way out in between volunteering at school and women's initiatives. She's like, bitch, let me out.
Right. I want to play. Stop.
Let me outside.
When would tour potentially be?
end of January, early February.
I'm praying on this for you.
I'm going to pray for you.
Yeah. Watch my kids. I'm going to try.
Yeah, come on.
I need a city list so I can be like, hey, I can come out this week.
Yeah.
I'll give y'all a date night, but then I'm going to the show the next day.
At the end, I think we actually end in Paris. So I feel like if I'm not able to make the whole trip, I'll at least be there for Paris.
I want to go.
We got a mom friend that we trust in Paris. I'm like,
I want to go without my kids.
Facts.
Oh.
Yeah, you're talking about a mom friend with the kids. No,
I'm talking about for her kids.
No, I want to go without the kids. Like,
the
I'm
kids
trying to
are
go
there.
back to the tattoos and the lips and the pounds of weed.
That part.
I'm like, let's pull her out. All right, we
Mine's
appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for
sharing with us.
This was fun.
I
could do this all day.
Right? That's what it's supposed to be, like girlfriends just hanging out and talking, because then people listen, and then that's the craziest thing, that someone will come back and be like, dang, she was so relatable because of this.
Yeah.
And then it's the thing that you don't ever think about. But they're like, oh,
it might be
listening to like her talk
Rockstar
about this
life.
helped me get through this. Like, it's so much fun. And then a lot of times people always have to come back again, because now that they've like met you, they're gonna have questions, and then we got to get you to come back. So
I'm down. Let me know anytime.
yeah, next time we'll bring like glasses, and we can actually like open this shit.
See,
I just love that it's actual champagne and not sparkling wine. So
too,
that's a big.
I think you'll like it. I hope you like it.
I think you should take it for tomorrow.
Oh, I was gonna open one tonight as I do
Go
these.
for it.
Oh, well,
kid
I'm gonna take one,
decorations.
then you could take two, because
Yeah,
she's
you
having a
can.
party for her son tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I'll be
We're
nice.
having a zombie party.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Like my little guy, he's always like zombie.
Is it his birthday or it's just for the holiday?
It's his birthday.
Okay.
His birthday's on the 28th. I'm like,
I'm
Are
excited.
you doing something for Halloween?
No. Are you?
I don't know. I was thinking of sometimes like I like to throw kids parties.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of throwing like a little Halloween something at home.
Like on
But
Halloween?
I haven't started,
Or the day-
and Halloween's in like 5 days.
It's now. I'm like, it's now.
we are here.
I have too much. My brain is like on overload right now.
Yeah.
I was.
You'll be. Oh wait, just kidding.
I was
gonna say, you're
thinking
gonna
of
be out
like
town.
doing like a Friendsgiving. I think that's where my vibe might be.
Yes.
I like that.
You know,
Yeah.
Black people love Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It's like our favorite holiday.
Yeah.
Food.
I feel like I could do that. Do you want to close? I feel like I always close.
I like your closings. I always open. You want me to close?
I kind of do. My head is like pounding.
Okay, y'all. Thank you for tuning in this week. Don't forget to go on your favorite podcast platform and watch us on YouTube. I'm horrible at closing because I never
my
say
God.
it. Don't forget to follow, comment, subscribe, tell a friend about our. Stop that. Just kidding.
Don't forget to like, comment,
Thank you.
subscribe.
My brain was not ready for it, and it's
Sorry.
like
I have like a
pause.
sinus headache, and it's like rising.
Where can people find you? Learn more about your med spa. Like, how can they find
So
you,
you
girl?
can find the med spa online at smoothskinlounge.com. And you can find me on Instagram at Asiah. It's ASIIAH.
Beautiful. And of course, you can find us at Think Loud Crew. You can also follow me at RKylin.
You can follow me at Shy Not Shy, and we pray that you guys have a beautiful week and that you just continue to help us to grow our crew.
Yes.
And this episode will air not next week, the week after, right? I think so. But just stay tuned, because we're going to keep bringing on other, beautiful, successful women, and we're going to figure out this balance. One way or another, we're going to figure it out.
Yes.
Or we're all just going to agree that there's just not one.
The mental load, the balance of it all, it's coming. But
The pursuit of balance.
The pursuit.
You
Let's
give
end
me
it there.
hope.
We're going to end it there. The pursuit of balance.
Give me hope there.